Hello everyone and welcome back to this Berserk manga read through where last time we read through the battle to capture Doldry, so chapters 23 to 28, and today we are reading chapters 29 to 32, starting with Triumphant Return. Now, the version that I have of Triumphant Return in particular is a little bit bugged. So we'll just be running through, it'll look a little bit different for Triumphant Return compared to next chapter. There's just some issues with this one in particular. So we'll start with Triumphant Return, which I believe we're now in Volume 8. We moved into Volume 8 of Berserk last time after finishing up the last two chapters of Battle to Capture Doldry in that volume. And now we will be moving into this lovely posed chapter image of Guts and Casket, which looks very cool, where the Band of the Hawk logo on the shield. Griffith has done very well for himself these years since he appeared in Midland. His ambition is outrageous, heedless of his own social standing, unparalleled impudence. Doldry has fallen. The war, which has gone on so long, will end for now. It's certain that he will try to assert himself even within our own kingdom's government. How could some upstart knight who knows nothing about combat be able to govern anything? But his popularity amongst the people these days is tremendous. Even his majesty seems to have an extreme amount of confidence in him. According to information I have obtained, due to the Band of the Hawk's success in capturing Doldry, his majesty plans to grant Griffith the position of general. Indeed? His majesty will also grant the White Title, the supreme rank of the Midland army shared by the White Tigers and White Dragons, to him and his band. Ludicrous! They'd become like the White Hawks then, wouldn't they? Is that credible, Minister? Yes. It is from a reliable source. How could this be? In that case, his political authority will inevitably see substantial growth. This means, after all, that he is a bit too bereft of discretion to survive within the castle. And there's the person who coerced Count Julius to try and do the assassination attempt in the first place. So let's do it again. It worked so well the first time. Let's assassinate Griffith again. But Minister Foss, by what means shall we? Tiny bottle. Antiaris. Antiaris. An instantly deadly poison. We will put this in his goblet while he enjoys the victory celebration. But is this really safe? What if the off chance our scheme comes to light? You needn't worry. Even if a mistake is made, such a thing would never happen. First off, we will not have any direct involvement. But have no fear. There we go. Mother. The mother of Charlotte. Even if what you suggest were to happen, I would see it settled privately. I promise it. Look at that outfit, though. Oh my. With an assurance such as that from the Queen, we have nothing to fear. Take heed, all of you. While this plot will ensure hereafter that the security of your social standings will no longer be threatened by this man, it also exists in order to pluck this parasite, who would eventually infect even the rule of our kingdom from the lion's body before the disease spreads. I am not about to allow the long and glorious history of Midland's rule to be trampled upon by this lowly commoner from who knows where, for the sake of the kingdom and for all that is just. Naturally, you are correct. We, too, value patriotism above all. I was aware of the confidential information that the Queen and General Julius were involved in a love affair unbeknownst to His Majesty. The Queen was fucking the King's brother. No! Julius is a gross man. Look at that guy. I mean, both of them aren't really ideal. But Julius looks gross. At least the king sort of like he's got a cool beard. You know, cool beards are pretty good. Why would you have a love affair with General Julius of all people? It was wise of me to plant the idea that General Julius's death was a plot designed by Griffith, but to think that she would go so far as to volunteer to lead this plan. Julius. Yeah, I don't know, man. Julius got, like, bangs. But the king... You got a strong beard. Look at those eyebrows. They'll kill a man. And that's sharp. I don't know. They're both not that great, are they? His Majesty made a good king, but not a good husband. Okay. He didn't care about his queen. The burden of ruling the kingdom must weigh heavily upon him. Therefore, as one man, he had no time to give to his family. Well, there you go. It makes sense. Queen's got needs, baby. Those needs weren't being met. No, perhaps that was an escape from sorrow over the death of the former queen. Oh, there was right, okay. There was an escape from sorrow over the death of the former queen, said to be the one and only woman he loved. Well, that does make a bit more sense. There was a former queen. I have, in the same way, publicly, faithfully fulfilled my role as His Majesty's Queen these 10 odd years. As all had hoped, under the guise of a political marriage, I conveniently entered this kingdom as the Queen of Midland rather than the King's wife. That has been my disposition towards my weak, loving husband. There you go. The reason I would give my body to him was not love. These stone walls and marble floors were too cold for me to endure, as a lone woman in an unknown foreign land. More than love, I wanted to succumb to a simple, burning desire. But now that it's lost, I first understand just how much I resided within the warmth of the skin of that man with whom I shared no emotion. I was in love. I loved him. I will never forgive you, Griffith, not as the Queen of Midland, but as a woman will I take my revenge. She loved Mr. Julius. Now then, everyone, as evidence of our patriotism and mutual confidence, if you would seal this blood oath, and we are teleported to. This is a double spread. This is a double spread. So hold on, the way that I have this cropped kind of messes with this a bit. So let me just pull this across. Here we go. Just pull that one across there. Now then, everyone. As evidence of our patriotism and mutual confidence, if you would seal this blood oath. And then it shows a double spread of of everybody on rooftops looking down, celebrating the arrival of the Band of the Hawk back into the castle grounds. Oh wow! Were there this many people in Wyndham? Everyone's selling. Hulk Hogan. What? It says Hulk Hogan. He's doing a... He's doing a Hulk Hogan pose. Okay. That's weird. I'll buy it. The celebration as everybody arrives. Miss Casca, look this way, miss. Give me a break. It's the Raiders. There's Captain Guts. I heard he beat General Bosgon. He's the mightiest warrior in the Hawks. This is amazing. I've never seen a welcome this big for a victory. Why don't you try waving once, Captain? You're the hero this time, after all. Captain? Yeah? What's the matter? You're spacing out. You look upset. Nah, it's nothing. You know, nobody even imagined all this 3 years ago. How true that is. And then Griffith. I will get my own kingdom. Nobody but him. Absolutely incredible. Oh, here he comes. Your Highness, come quick. My Lord Griffith is so popular, the women are making such a fuss. Well then, that's getting a bit too familiar with him, I'd say. Please keep still, Your Highness, your dress. Oh, hurry up. Tell me, does this look strange? No, it becomes you. This is your 5th dress now, Highness. Hurry, he's passing by. Wait. The princess cheered up so suddenly, and yet she's hardly had any appetite since the Band of the Hawk was deployed. She rushes out to the balcony to look above. Lord Griffith! Oh wow. Calling out to Lord Griffith, who he does not notice. He continues to ride past. Oh, poo. It's impossible amidst all this noise. Please wait until the victory ball. Sigh. How goes the plan? All is in place, Majesty. If everything goes well, we should all hold a banquet in memoriam of him. It's an irony. The white hawk of the battlefield will meet his death within the stone walls of this birdcage, although he gets to die on the best day of his life. That, at least, is merciful. Minister Foss, what is it? This was addressed to you, sir. A letter from whom, pray tell? The sender is unknown. It was simply passed on to me by a lady of the court. Is it up? He's just like... these eyes popping out of his head. What? What is it, Minister Foss? No. It is nothing at all. My apologies, but a small matter has arisen, so I must excuse myself. Until later. Why? How? How did this happen? You bastard. You bastard! And then, triumphant return, end, as Guts rides in to the castle. Alright, time for chapter 30, so... oh look! It's Lord Griffith, who's arrived at the ballroom, the nobleman's ball. A troop from the Band of the Hawk. They were the leads in this victory. They're Midland's guardian deities. Berserk. Moment of glory. As it states in this one, everyone's looking all dressed up and fancy. So you can see Griffith doing that, but like everyone else, like especially Guts, just like ooh, they dressed fancy. So this is where all the tax money from the masses ends up. Talk about showy. This is so embarrassing. Come on, stick your chest out. They know if you ain't sure of yourself. You know what though? It feels like we finally made it here. But you're right, we really have. To be standing in a kind of place I've only heard of in fairy tales, it's like a dream or something. If I hadn't met up with the Hawks, with Griffith, I never would have even thought of a dream, like this, being in a big castle hall surrounded by nobility. Yeah, you said it. Guts being quite introspective, though, at the moment. Lord Griffith! Welcome home! Thank goodness you're safe, I was so worried. They said the Band of the Hawk was actively involved again, do tell more. Would you like to dance with me later on? Me as well, please. Aren't tales of battle rather barbaric and boring for ladies? Not at all, they're stimulating. Oh yes. He's a natural. Amazing. Send at least one this way. You're the Band of the Hawk's commanders. We want to hear your stories. You must be very strong. Well, you're right, actually. And Caucus. You're the one, aren't you? The captain of the raiders who beat General Boscon in single combat? Yeah. Wow. And General Boscon was world-renowned for being such a hero. I heard you also defeated 100 enemies by yourself. You really did that? Yeah. Unbelievable! You are the strongest in the Band of the Hawk? I wonder who is stronger, him or Lord Griffith? You guys take it from here. Yeah, leave it to us. That's selfish, Guts. Amazing muscles. Let me touch. Let me touch. Well, I'm the one who taught him the sword, you see. Besides, he's a... Anyway. Outdated language. Isn't he festive? While all of the other noblemen murmur in their jealousy and envy of Griffith's popularity and his victory over Castle Daldry. That's inner aggression if I've ever seen it. Yes, but I don't suppose the generals can fail to recognize the truth, the Band of the Hawk's merit. With ease, they answered the prayer our kingdom has held dear for the past 100 years. You did well to speak up for him, excellent foresight, Sir Laban. I would stake out a share myself. Those are the words of some minister of state, Sir Owen. But, henceforth, that just may be necessary. The war will end. Would it be that the peace which will follow lasts for time immemorial? But for better or worse, in a world of peace, warriors like us who live by the sword must also find a means of survival within this resplendent castle. And ironically enough, the same can be said of the very man who brought about that peace. He is too conspicuous to proceed peacefully and uneventfully inside the castle. The more radiant the light, the darker the shadows fall. Give me a freaking break. What the hell's this for? Oh. Guts looking over at, I believe that is Casca in a dress, who then proceeds to storm over here. Oh, come here! Hey, what the... Play along, pushy broad. Eh? They refuse to leave me alone. Pretend you're with me for a bit. Whoa. I swear, when it comes to those aristocratic prodigal sons, a female warrior must be a rarity, treating me like I'm some exotic beast. Guts literally has no idea how to even, like... He's like... Oh! He's gonna get a nosebleed in a second. What's with you? I didn't know you were into... Normal women don't use their elbows. I bit my tongue. Come on, this is embarrassing. It's your fault, you know. Interesting. Getting the attention of the Band of the Hawk from the distance. Judo notices. I'm no good at this. I'm much more comfortable swinging a sword. You said it. What the heck happened to you, though? What made Big Sis Casca the demon go fluttering around like this? Cut the demon. Only dressed like a man because it's easier to move around. It's not like I do it for kicks. But I guess I shouldn't try things I'm not used to. Revealing clothes like this make me feel like I'll catch a cold. Thinking about it, it's been years since I last wore a skirt, and I'm so much more muscular now. Does it look weird, you think? Nah, not a bit. You look pretty good. Really? Yeah, you look a lot better than those noble girls flocking around Griffith. How about it? Why not ask him for a dance? No way, I couldn't. I've only ever danced at my village festival when I was a child. I'd probably step on his feet. But what happened that changed your attitude? You've never shown your face in a place like this. I thought I'd see for myself. Huh? Everything Griffith, myself, and everyone else has done. These past 3 years since I met you all. All the things he'd managed to get so far, and all he's going to try and get from here on out. I thought I'd come see it with my own eyes. Guts. So, you're really serious? No matter what? It's gonna leave the Band of the Hawk. There's our king, with the Queen and Charlotte in the background. Long live His Majesty, the King! The sponsors appear. You go on ahead. I'm gonna enjoy the air a bit more. Can't stand listening to the king drone on. Don't be long. You got it. Hang on. Eh? Nah, never mind. There's one more reason I showed up tonight. She and the rest of the Hawks don't have a clue what's in the works here tonight. Ain't that a little cruel, Griffith? Oh my god, this is great because, like, again, I mentioned this in the last episode that I was reading. This is a big grey area for me that I've completely forgotten of this part of Berserk, because naturally, as I've stated before, I've watched the '97 anime and the 2011 movies. I just can't remember parts of this, so there are little bits and pieces that are coming back to me that I'm remembering, and bits that I'm like, did we see that? And I'm like, yeah, we did see that. So I'm getting all this information again, which is really nice. First and foremost, we have good news for all of you. A short while ago, a special envoy from Tudor brought word that an armistice agreement with our kingdom has been signed. We thank from our hearts all those who have endured this lengthy time of trial along with us. There are more than a few who speak out in opposition to this armistice. Hatred of Tudor among those who have lost friends and loved ones to the war has no doubt persisted for 3 generations. We sincerely sympathize with them. However, the rebuilding of our wearied kingdom is far more urgent. Hereafter, we must focus that strength towards our kingdom's prosperity. Which Charlotte notices Griffith tries to wave. As you all know, the Band of the Hawk led by Count Griffith demonstrated exceedingly great merit leading to this armistice. The recapture of territory has been our kingdom's most fervent prayer since the days of 2 kings prior. Oh, he's talking about us. It has continued to be said these 100 years that the capture of Doldry was impossible, but with their bold, unique brand of valor, they have finally accomplished it. This is a bit hasty of us, but it is time for celebration, and thus we shall inform all of you. Excuse me, please let me through. She's the Hawk's lady, Commander. My. At the military award ceremony 2 days hence, we plan to present Count Griffith and the Band of the Hawk with the Midland Army's highest ennoblement, the White Title. Perhaps appropriately, as the White Phoenix General Griffith and the White Phoenix Knights. Also, we shall benight all of the Band of the Hawk's current unit commanders without exception and raise them to the peerage. White Phoenix General Griffith! So not like White Hawk, but an upgrade from a hawk to a phoenix. The White Phoenix General. White Phoenix General Griffith. Everyone doing a round of applause. I don't believe it. We're going to be nobles. Poker face. Griffith's poker face, as always. As he looks to the window outside. In the shadow of only one man that it could possibly be, waiting outside. Griffith and Guts staring at each other with a smile. It's actually a nice look towards each other, and that's the moment of glory end of that chapter. A nice smile, so he's a poker face, but he looks at Guts, and then he's like, "I'll crack a smile. All right, I'll crack a smile." And then we move into the next chapter, which is chapter 31. Everybody is celebrating the White Phoenix Knights, White Phoenix General Griffith. Now, Tombstone of Flame. Tombstone of Flame, chapter 1. This one's called. Everyone celebrating. Band of the Hawk very flustered. Casca not sure what to do. Peering eyes everywhere. Griffith being congratulated. And Guts staring at it all from the outside. Accepting of the fact that he knows that he wants to move on from all of this. What? This has become extraordinary. Yay, that's great. Your life will end soon enough. Intoxicate yourself with your delusions of grandeur while you still can. Everybody having their collective reactions to Guts, Griffith, and the Band of the Hawk all getting their celebrated victories and to become the White Phoenix Knights. It's about that time, Minister Foss. Whatever is the matter? You don't look like you feel well. Huh? That isn't like you. Certainly you aren't afraid now. No, it's not that. Please pull yourself together. These sweating bullets staring at Griffith. There it is. You know, person moving out. Even he's sweating. Everyone's sweating right now. And he dips the poison ever so delicately, 2 drops into the water. Here you are, sir. Thank you. The tension. The tension. Now then, to the birth of our young new heroes, and to the shining future of Midland. Let me through. A toast. Everyone clashes goblets, goes to drink. Casca going, Griffith? As he goes to drink from the goblet. It instantly smashes on the ground. Everyone in the Band of the Hawk here looking a little bit bewildered as Griffith falls to the ground right in front of Casca as soon as Casca made it. Wow, look at that shot. And everyone's like, what the hell just happened? Griffith? Griffith! Highness! Charlotte! Guards, seal the hole! Don't let anyone out! Everyone is sweating so hard about what they've just done. They're like, let's just be calm here. Everyone's holding on to him. Casca in tears. And who's no longer outside? Who's no longer there? Check this out. That was easy. I just made more money than commoners like us could get from 10 years of honest work. That means farewell to that boring dishwashing job. I just need to get away from the city tonight. Huh? Whoever could this be, huh? Check this out. And in no time flat, you have been beheaded, sir. As if they knew that this was gonna happen. And that head plummets to the ground and rolls over like a bowling ball. Guts in a hat. Guts in a cool looking hat. I never expected things to proceed so well. It seemed too easy. Everything went according to Minister Foss's arrangements. No, not at all. Your skills are most impressive. Yes, it was impressive, Minister Foss. Ah, I am grateful. What's wrong? Your face is pale. It must be your imagination, a trick of the candlelight. But we really are safe, yes? What of the slim chance that Server is caught and speaks of it? Our names would be made public. You needn't worry over that point. A little while ago, a report came in from one of my subordinates that he had been disposed of. Oh, then, you've taken care of all the loose ends. What a tactician. The minister was overqualified for this. Well then, I shall go check on the pandemonium. It's literally dribbling with sweat. Now our Midland army can finally regain its former dignity. Sure enough, a common-born White Phoenix general, outrageous. Low-ranking soldiers mustn't be allowed such arrogance. It's nearly made for a heinous precedent. The centre of government in this kingdom must always be reserved for those of us from dignified bloodlines. And yet that man of humble origins tried to... What do the people know about ruling a kingdom? We almost became the laughingstock of the world. Which is so silly, because it's like, guys, Griffith accomplished what you guys were trying to do over 100 years on his first attempt. Now that it's done, I thank you all for your support. Thanking us. This was all made possible by Her Majesty's backing. With this, he can rest in peace. Is it peaceful? When Griffith is certainly aware of what has transpired and what was going to transpire? What's this smoke? Something's been pushed against the door on the outside, and it won't budge. Move aside. As they desperately try and get out. And hello. In flames, baby. An explosion erasing them from existence. Ah, fire! What is this? She stares out. I think I remember that. I remember this. I remember seeing, like, the fire everywhere. What's the meaning of this? And as she looks out and looks down with her expression, who stands on the staircase? Who she thought was recently poisoned and immediately disposed of. None other than Lord Griffith. How's that for a Tombstone of Flames? That's the end of Tombstone of Flame number 1. And we move into chapter 32 now. Chapter 32, which will be the final chapter of this episode. Griffith! He lets his hair down. Beautiful flowing locks. Wow, that's such a good shot. Griffith! That's amazing. Tombstone of Flame, chapter 2. How? The doctors were sure you were dead. And I'm sure it seemed that way. That's how I arranged it. It was not poison that passed my lips. It was a nostrum. Hisocamus-based... Hiosomus? God damn, you want to say this word? Hiosomus. Hiosomus-based mixture that put me in a temporary stasis close to death. Naturally, if I had taken a fatal dose, I really would have died, but it was worth the risk. Thanks to it, I was able to deal with all of you at once. Spare me! I was simply called upon by Her Majesty and Minister Foss. I had no direct involvement. Silence, you fool! In any case, it seems all of you are too accustomed to scheming over things from behind your desks. This is war. There are no spectator seats on the battlefield. Damn you! Damn you, Griffith! So you mean to kill me, just like you killed Julius? A mere commoner like you is going to burn me, the Queen of Midland, to death? I won't allow it. I won't acknowledge it. This isn't real. It didn't happen. Look at her face. My god, the rage. Those who die on the battlefield are not royalty, nobility, or commoners. They are the defeated who die. As the rafters collapse on top of her, crushed by the flaming planks of wood. And Griffith walks away from the Tombstone of Flames. It is over. What's the matter? A man of your caliber, trembling. Is such a thing so rare within the court? Are you frightened because you betrayed your comrades? Or is it because you took part in the assassination of a queen? I want to ask you one thing. How did you come to know about our plan? I didn't know about it. Then why me? But you are different, Minister Foss. I had predicted you would become my enemy ever since that morning I deployed. You caught sight of my eyes then. That time. I knew from that time that you would never permit my existence. I love that. I love that stuff so much. He was like, I didn't know about your plan. So wild. This all started because Minister Foss was slimy. He tried to do an assassination and he was forced to engage in another assassination. How? At that instant, your eyes betrayed your fear. Look at that. My god. When a man is faced with something he truly fears, he cannot ignore it. He has only two options. He can become subordinate and fall under its wing, or he can strike it and erase the fear. I've long known that there were more than a few amongst the conservatives in court who did not think well of me, but I wasn't able to determine specifically who they were. But someone as shrewd as you was certain to round them up and go about trying to remove me. Though still, That the Queen herself would play a part was unforeseen. How could this be? How could this be? Just from our eyes meeting for that instant? Have I been dancing to this man's tune ever since then? Yes, the reason I can't stop trembling isn't because I betrayed my comrades, nor was it that I was an accomplice to the Queen's murder. It's him. It's that this man is dreadful. Falls to his knees in front of Griffith. There's no longer any need for this blood oath I confiscated. With our mutual future in mind, let's not allow some silly enmity to linger between us. I hope we can be amicable henceforth. How? How, when he's done so much, can he smile innocently that way? Come this way, Minister. I will return to you what I promised. Elise! Father! Elise, you're safe. You don't need to worry now. Father! Call it an emotional reunion, eh? But this was one tough job. We had to stake out the kid's lesson schedule for a week, then wait for her to leave in a carriage. Though you were the one who made the arrangements, sir. Of course, as promised, we were courteous with her. We didn't give her a single spanking, even if she screamed and cried. Good work. Here's the rest of your reward. Wow, so much. If you need anything else done, please call on us. We would very much like to continue dealing with you for a long time, sir. We'll be on our way then. That was simple. Not to mention profitable. Hope he hires us again. Come on, if he tries to cut ties with us, we'll just use this kidnapping against him. And who is the backup dancer in all of this? Who's the one who removed the server from the equation, tied up that loose end? Oh, sorry guys, you guys did a job for Griffith. You're also a loose end. And you know who ties up loose ends? Our boy. Who's there? Who the hell are you? This outfit's so interesting for Guts. Kinda love it. Loose end tied, baby. Looks like it's over. Yeah. That takes care of it. All of it. To think they threw their lives away for chump change. Well, I guess it beats a soldier's meager wage. Leave it there. The money's theirs by right. They did the work to earn it. Leave it with them. Hell of a waste. Money's the key to all doors? Is it safe to let the little bald guy go? Yeah. I think he's learned today's lesson. Can't predict the future, but probably. What do you mean probably? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But you know, the castle's going to be upset again by all this. This one night's seen a mountain of corpses with the Queen on top. Thankfully, not one person who could name you is still around. I doubt anyone ever suspects someone who nearly died pulling it off. Does it seem cruel? Huh? I involved you in this filthy scheme, and I didn't even get my hands dirty. Do you think that I'm cruel? Oh, sorry. I didn't even get my hands dirty. I left all the dangerous, taxing work to you. Do you think that I'm cruel? Idiot. What kind of question's that for the guy who killed 100 men? Ain't this part of the path to your dream? You believe that, don't you? So what's with this crap? Now, of all times. You're right. Smacks him on the back. Let's head back. Dead men don't walk around. You gotta get back quick so Casca and the others will stop worrying. You were dead, so you probably don't know. Huh? Casca showed up at the celebration wearing a dress. Really? It's quite a sight to see. That's the end of Tombstone of Flame, Chapter 2. And that brings this episode of our Berserk reading to a close as well. Thank you so much for reading along with me these few chapters of Berserk, where we got to see the assassination of Griffith fail and the assassination of the Queen of Midland succeed. Some really good like political thriller assassination plots going on in this part of the show. Of the manga. I'm very excited to see what the next few chapters are holding for us as well, because again, it's nice experiencing this almost with fresh eyes again, because there's only bits and pieces that I'm remembering. So I'm looking forward to finding out what will be happening in chapter 33 and beyond. So guys, thank you so much for watching and reading along with me in this episode of Berserk, and I'll see you next time.